Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, you're so welcome. My name is Adedoyin. I make lifestyle videos generally, just positive energy all around. Yeah, so I'm sure you love it here. And if this is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back, you guys. Thank you so much. It means the whole world to me. Thank you guys so much for all the love in my last video. Thank you to my new subscribers, you guys. Thank you so much to everyone who shared my channel, everyone who shared it with someone, shared it on their page, their Instagram, WhatsApp. Thank you so much. We're able to reach our target. So I'm basically filming this video in faith because I know that by the time it's going up, we would have gotten to the 500 subscribers target. So I'm filming in faith. As of right now, we have 488 subscribers, which is about 13 subscribers from when I started, sharing, which was just yesterday, you guys, which is just one day. So thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to me. It just means like there's so much you can achieve when you have people support around you, people who support you. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. So today's video is just about me sharing the journey. It's been 1 year in the United Kingdom, and Dr. Blessing, which is Busy Doctor, she's also on YouTube here. She shared a video about 1 year in the UK, and it made me think, oh, I should actually do a video on 1 year in the UK as an immigrant. 1 year since moving away from all familiarity, 1 year since leaving like friends, family, and moving to a completely different place. Yeah, I mean, it's not my first time living outside the country because I did a medical school, but like since being an adult, since being like responsible fully for myself, this is the first time leaving the country. So yeah, so I have a list, you guys, of things that I want to touch. Do you guys understand? So it's going to be like, this video is more so for me, just to like look back on the journey and be grateful, and also for like people who are just stepping into this whole immigration process, people who are still on the journey, planning to leave the country soon. It's just as a motivation for you guys as well. The journey is not easy. It won't be easy, especially financially, unless you have one big bag of money somewhere, but it's going to be totally worth it. I keep looking at myself, checking out myself, fine girl, instead of looking at the camera. So you guys, but this video is totally going to be worth it. So just grab a cup of tea. Yeah, grab a cup of tea, grab a snack or something, and you guys just come along with me. Obviously, in my case, myself and my husband, okay, my husband got a job, a work visa, so we came in on his work visa. I think it's a tier 2 visa. So yeah, it's a tier 2 visa, but more so a health and care worker visa, because there's a different kind of skilled worker visa if you're like a doctor, nurse, care worker, and things like that. So yeah, so we came in on a health and care worker visa with me as a dependent. So I mean, I understand with the journey, the mass exodus from Nigeria, it's a completely different ball game, obviously, if you're coming with a work visa, because there is some form of stability, that you're coming into. Okay, there's a job. I'm not going there to start thinking of, okay, I need a job. There's something waiting for me already. So it sort of puts your mind at ease to an extent. But I understand the journey with people who came into the country with student visa. I understand that it can be really crazy, especially if you come alone. But if you come with somebody, come with your partner, your spouse or whatever, that also makes the journey a bit easier. But yeah, so we did come into the country on a health and care worker visa, if you're wondering, or for people that don't know me like personally. So but before we even got to that phase, obviously, as a doctor, or as doctors, we had to write exams. So we started with the IELTS, which he did, and we both did anyways. He passed. Not like I failed, because the thing with IELTS is it's not really a pass or fail exam. But in the writing section, I got a 6.5 on my first attempt, where you need a 7 with if you're using it for like your PLAB registration, which is a medical licensing in UK registration, you need a 7 minimum in each field. So I had a 6.5 in writing, which meant I had to rewrite it. But my husband had above 7 in all the fields on his first attempt, so he was able to progress to the next stage, which was the PLAB 1. I had to like take some time to resit the exam, the IELTS exam, and then, take it from there. So I felt behind him, so to speak, in the whole process. But it did matter really, because we were married. If one person was moving, obviously the other will move with the person and can continue the process there. So that did not matter. But basically, so that made it like, okay, up to him, since he was now in the lead, to continue the process and get us out of the country. So he did his PLAB 1. Thankfully, we all did his PLAB 2 also. We all did his PLAB 2 in November of 2022. So the usual thing is, everyone is trying to look for, a trust grade job, maybe get a job in an ED, get a job on a word equipment thing, but at that point the competition had become a bit tight, because so many people were also looking for jobs. You had to make so many applications before you even get like a few interviews, and out of those few interviews you probably won't get any, or maybe you get one. So it was really like competitive already at the point when he was even writing his PLAB 2 in November of 2022. Yeah, before even that, his visa he already had a visa delay, because his exam was supposed to be in August. Obviously for PLAB 2, you have to leave the country to write this PLAB 2 exam, which is the second part of the medical licensing, the UK medical licensing exam. So he was meant to write in August. His visa came out quite late, so he missed the dates. He had to cancel the exam, get a refund, pay for another one in November. And basically, that was how he was able to come to the UK basically in that November and wrote the exam. Thankfully passed, all went well. So at the point of getting his results, being in the process of getting his license, started to job search and all that. My husband, being the kind of person he is, which I'm really thankful for, can be very persistent, and is a really smart, like, forward thinker. He like takes a longer time for him to make a decision, but when he makes a decision, he knows what he's doing, because he's very thorough in his research. He digs deep. So basically, I don't know at what point he did his research and all that, and decided that he didn't want to like spend so much time trying to apply for jobs, apply for F2 jobs, or like trust grade jobs, or whatever they call it. So he decided he wanted to just go into general practice training. So he decided to just go with that. And as at that point, he did his PLAB 2, like I said, in November. And as at that November, I believe was also when, either November or October, was when the registration for, what they call MSRA was, open. So the MSRA is like an exam that they use to like get into residency training basically. So if you're not a non-medical person, it's just like a exam that is done to like get into medical training. So that's like specialization. You guys, what do you guys call specialization generally? So if you don't get to GP training, basically he knew he had to get that exam done. So he was still on the fence, but the month before, I think he had already applied and submitted necessary documents on that. So as soon as he came back from his PLAB 1 exam in November, PLAB 2 exam, sorry, from the UK in November, he decided, this thing he applied for, he thinks he wants to take it serious. Doesn't think he wants to go about this applying 200, 300 jobs before you get a few interviews. So I thought, but people are doing it, people are applying to different jobs, at least we'll get something eventually. This one you want to do, this GP training you want to go and start, are you sure? That's what I felt like. I don't know anybody who has done it. Is this something that is feasible? Is it possible? So I had my doubts, but obviously he had done more research than I have. I hadn't even heard too much about it. So I trust his judgment. So I decided, okay, even though I was still like shaky about it, I decided to go with him. Okay, no problem. If you think that's best. So he had basically just 1 month, because his result came out in December. His PLAB 2 result came out December, did well. And that December was when he concluded that, yeah, he wanted to do this. So he started preparing for the MSRE. So basically, I had 1 month to prepare for the MSRE exams. Long and short, exam was in January. He did it. Results came out, I think, February. He did well. Glory to God. March or so, they started like allocating positions based on your score. And thankfully, he got his first second ranking basically, but it was basically the same place. Both the first and second preferences were like the same place basically. So thankfully he got that, and that was how visa job was sorted basically. So we've left that part now. So obviously we know the process of relocating is not beans. Financially, you're thinking of your flight, you're thinking of rent, where you're going to, you're thinking of when you get there, you're feeding money at least. So even if you're going on a work visa, obviously you probably won't be working for the first 1 month or few weeks when you get there. And when you eventually do start working, you probably work like a whole month before you get paid. So you still need, like, basically, if you're thinking of it, you need like 2 months worth of upkeep to sustain you. So in addition to rent, that's like also like 2 months kind of rent. Yeah, if we're being serious, like 2 months rent, 2 months upkeep, your flight. Do you understand? The new place you're going to, maybe a few things you need to get settled into the place, basically. So that one also started, trying to get money and all. Thankful for family, really, really grateful for family, my husband's family. Mwah, amazing, amazing, amazing people. Love you guys. If you guys are watching this, mommy, daddy, my sister-in-laws, amazing, amazing people. I'm grateful for them. So obviously, because a doctor's salary in Nigeria, especially like a medical officer's salary, if we're being honest, it's not gonna take you anywhere. Like, because basically if you consider that you've also done the IELTS, you've done the Plat 1, Plat 2, so I'm quite sure that there's no medical officer salary that took the person out of the country. Borrowed money, we enter it, no how. So thankful for family who were able to loan us. Friends, definitely friends. We had a few friends who came through for us. Super grateful to everyone who came through for us. Thankful. So that phase was sorted. Okay, at least we had the money. Renting, getting a place to rent, another hassle. Obviously, most people come in, stay in Airbnbs for a while before getting their own place, which is expensive. We knew that was a risk. We were not willing to take, because where's the money? We had everything planned. This is how much we're going to spend. Just manage ourselves for this 1 or 2 months before you start getting salary, or before I get a job. So what we did was book an Airbnb. We booked for 10 days. Yeah, but that 10 days, I think we did not need to pay yet. So we booked 10 days. Yeah, but what later happened was someone suggested, a few friends who were already here suggested, why not like try to see if you can do virtual viewing for accommodation. So we started looking at houses that allowed you to do virtual viewings. We did the first one, but we didn't get the place. Then we did the second one. The second one, we didn't even do a virtual viewing. They just said, they had videos of the house. They didn't even have videos. They had pictures of the house, which was the former house we were living in, you guys. They had pictures. There was not even video of the house. So it was a huge risk. But what happened is the landlady was a Nigerian, or is a Nigerian. I don't know if she's Nigerian, like as per born and brought up in Nigeria, but basically I knew we saw she had like a Yoruba name in her name. So we sort of felt, okay, this one is in Nigeria. Maybe even though at that point we're not thinking, they could scam us. We're thinking, okay, maybe the person will even consider us as per fellow Nigerians and all that. So basically, person said, they couldn't do online viewing because I think obviously the real issue was maybe the person wasn't in the city, doesn't live in the city, lives in a different city, and there's nobody able to come down and do a video, whatever, tour for us. But they had pictures, which they said were recent pictures, so we just had to believe them. But we did our own verification. My husband checked online, checked the name of the company, the real estate company, verified everything, checked the owner, is it the same name, does it match the owner of the real estate, the person we're chatting with or we're talking with. Did all that, confirmed. Person said, we have to pay like a holding deposit before we could proceed, and the holding deposit obviously is non-refundable. If we come and we said that we don't like the place, when we see it in person, the money has gone in here. But we sure said, no, it's a risk we're willing to take. So I think it was £150 at that time. We paid it. So because of that, we just booked 1 day Airbnb. We cancelled the 10 days and just did 1 day of paid Airbnb. So stayed in the Airbnb for that 1 day. The same day we arrived, basically just, came to the Airbnb, dropped our stuff. because our flight was like overnight. Yeah, it was overnight, so we landed like very early mornings, maybe like 8 a.m. ish, 8, 9, 10 ish. So got to Stoke-on-Trent about, we landed in Manchester, so got to Stoke-on-Trent about noon, if I'm not mistaken, early noon. It was quite cold. I wasn't expecting, because I was wearing shirts, shorts, thinking, oh, summer, because this was like July, early July, thinking this is summer, you guys. It was cold, 15 degrees or so. It was even raining again. I'm just like, God, I didn't expect the weather, but we'll talk about that on another day. So basically, we just dropped our things at the Airbnb, took a taxi, dropped our things at the Airbnb, so many boxes, dropped it. That was also a Nigerian, really friendly, really helpful guy. We dropped our things immediately, went off to see because we had booked an appointment with the real estate manager, the house manager, property manager, to see the place. So we just went off there, went to see the place, and thankfully, I hope I'm not mistaken if it was the same day or the day after, but I think it was the same day we landed, we checked out the property, because I know we slept at the Airbnb that night, and then the next day we moved to the property. I could be wrong. It could be like we slept over at the Airbnb and the next day was when we viewed the property. I'm not sure, but we only spent one night at the Airbnb, which I'm very sure of. Even though the guy was like, oh, we're free to come, we can come and spend the second night, because he knows the apartment is empty and all that. But we said it's fine, we'll sort ourselves out. Okay, like I said, so let's just assume that we landed and came to the property immediately, because I don't remember. So came to the property. I was a bit skeptical, because not because of anything, but just because I didn't like the property. It wasn't what like I envisioned. I was coming to the UK. I was thinking of a nice place, something looking cute, looking nice, looking peng. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't perfect. It was a terraced apartment. This long block of terraced apartments, but I mean, it was what was in our budget. I had to reason with my husband, because spending an extra night in Airbnb or extra, and that was the only property we had booked down that we're going to, look at. We had already paid holding deposits, which meant we'll lose it if we don't take it. Just so much stuff like that, and I had to be reasonable and be like, okay, it's not what I want, but 6 months contract, fine, let's stay. If at the end of 6 months we decide we want to move, that's fine, we'll move away from it. But I'm grateful we stayed there. We didn't have any issues. The property wasn't perfect, but we didn't have any issues with the landlord. Very peaceful, unproblematic people. So that was how we sorted that. We immediately paid, like, they said we had to pay 2 months rent up front. Yeah, so we paid 2 months and also paid the deposit. So basically like 3 months worth of money is what we dropped. So we did that. And immediately moved into the property. It was completely empty, no bed, no chair, nothing. We only had our gas top. I'm sorry, it was an induction cooker, induction hob was what we had. We had running water, we had lights. Thankfully, we had all that set up already. So we just had to, create our own accounts on the gas and electricity and all that. But everything was functioning basically. But no mattress, no bed. So I think it was the same day we went, got duvet, got duvet, got pots, plates, things like that, and a new life started. So it was pretty much an empty apartment. We slept on the floor for probably like a week plus, because even trying to get bed off Facebook Market, it was even not even like it was even a new bed. It wasn't like anything this thing, but it took them so long for reasons unknown to me. It was taking so long to get the bed, but we got it after, like, we probably slept on the floor for at least a week. Eventually got it, and yeah, life started. We were able to get good stuff off Gumtree and Facebook Market. So you guys, those are important avenues or important platforms to find like stuff if you're looking to save cost, don't want to spend a lot. We got our freezer off Gumtree. I think it was £50 then. We got our sofa from charity store. We got I don't remember how much it was then, but we got, what else did we get? Washing machine. It was probably like £100 as well from Gumtree or Facebook Market. I don't remember. But like, we probably even survived maybe the first month without washing machine. It was just the fridge freezer we got. We got pots, bed. We didn't have sofa for like maybe 2 or 3 months. So this is just basic stuff that you would have to go through, unless you like have, you may have to go through, not you will sha, if you, unless you have money somewhere sha that you're just going to bring. But there is a rough patch, there's a rough phase that you may have to go through, or you may have to experience. But super grateful for an amazing partner, amazing husband. It didn't feel like suffering. Do you get? It just felt exciting, starting to build afresh, felt exciting, yeah. So very, very grateful for that phase of our lives. I also wanted to say platforms to find accommodation. Obviously, you may already know if you're looking to move to the country, but if you don't, there is Zoopla, there is Rightmove, there is Open Rent, there's Shared Spare Room. Sorry, there is So let me just look. Open Rent. Okay, there's On the Market as well. We got our place from Spare Room. So Spare Room tends to like share like just rooms. So like, okay, for students especially, like, okay, you need one room in a 3-bed, like a shared apartment. Yeah, but sometimes you might be really lucky where like the person is saying, oh, they don't want to give it out by the room. Yes, there are 3 rooms for maybe £300 each, but they don't want to give it out by the room. They want to give out the 3 rooms, basically give out the whole house to one person or whatever. So that was like the first house we got. It was a 2-bedroom, but the person was saying, oh, okay, it can be a shared room situation, but if you want to take the whole accommodation, you can also take it. I think it was for 600, but that one did not give us the place. But then it was the second place, I think, was also on the same Spare Room we got it. So our former place was a 2-bed terrace house, was for 650. Yeah, it was 650 was our monthly rent. So anyways, that's that. Let's move on. Yeah, so I wrote about black tax. Yeah. The journey is rough. The journey is crazy. And the journey is also not the same for everybody. It's not the same for everybody. And everybody is not the same as well. There are some responsibilities that, obviously you cannot avoid. If you have parents, if you have maybe younger siblings that depend on you, definitely you have to show up for them. As soon as you're settling in, everybody is looking up to you, to support in one way or the other. The problem usually arises when people are ungrateful, or like make it an expectation that you should give them something, or after all, you're in a better place, you should be able to give them something. And then when you even give them stuff, they are just looking at you like, is this all you can do? People don't understand that there are people here who are basically like living from hand to mouth, and that's the truth. Not because they are lazy or anything, but because everybody is not earning the same amount. Bills choke. Depending on the area where you're living, depending on your family dynamics, maybe one person is caring for children, one person is the only one working. There are just so many reasons why people struggle to just balance themselves. And then someone is giving you money, and then you're still looking like, oh, this money you're giving me is small. Nobody owes you anything, because it's not like when I was coming to the country, like you helped in any way. Yes, you didn't have, but still, it was still up to me to also and like find a way to move myself out of the country. So the expectation, or the entitlement that now comes when you've now left the country is what is now usually irritating. For people who are like outside the country, who like tend to put expectation on people that who are in Nigeria, or who are within the home countries, their own home countries, who tend to put expectations on their relatives who are outside the country, you need to know that yes, some people are balling, no, but not everybody is balling. The truth is that basic things are just, there are some things that you will see as luxury. You looking back at home, seeing them, will see it as luxury, but those are just basic stuff here. Do you understand? It's basic stuff. So I mean, you don't expect someone to function here without constant electricity in their house. Don't expect them to function without dressing reasonably nice, looking good. Do you understand? if you're working so hard, then you should also be able to, I should also be able to spend some money on myself to look nice. But doesn't mean that I have one huge amount of money just stored away somewhere. And bear in mind that as you're asking someone abroad for something or asking them for money, bear in mind that there are probably 20, 30 other people also in their DMs, also in their WhatsApp, also being like, how far things are not. And these people are not wicked though. Everybody sees what's going on in Nigeria, for example. Using Nigeria as the example, everybody knows what's going on in Nigeria. Not everybody is generous and all that, but there are so many people who really would, if they could, who would go out of their way to like help people around them, help people back at home, just support them however they can. But it's not easy for everybody. So let's just learn to be grateful. For our people here in the UK or US or whatever, Canada, wherever they are, who are steady sending you something, let's just learn to be grateful. Be grateful, because you're not working for them, you're not putting money in their pocket. There's no free money. I was saying not even since stepping into this country, since being an adult, basically, since starting to work as an adult, nobody has said, oh, this is free, 10,000, take. Do you understand? Honestly, nobody is giving you free money. Nobody. So like, if somebody actually thinks that, oh, okay, I just want to give you something that you did not work for, I just want to give you, even if it's 1 naira, I'm sorry, but you should be grateful. To round up, I just wanted to say that you shouldn't pressure yourself. If you're leaving Nigeria, leaving your home country, wherever that is, to move to a new country, to any of the Western countries, like, don't put yourself under pressure. You might see other people who have traveled or who have left their home countries, and it looks like, oh, within a month, within 2 months, they're already looking like they're settled and all that. It's not always the case. So some people are just packaging. Not everybody is as settled as you are looking at them to be. So don't put yourself under pressure. Cut your coats according to your clothes. Everybody's relocation journey is different. Like I said earlier, if you're moving to a country on a work visa, it's different from moving on a study visa. Because if you're moving on a study visa, for example, in the UK, for example, you can only work 20 hours. If you're in a country like Canada, I'm not sure, I think it's 30 hours. If you're in Finland, it's 30 hours. So depending on the country, compared to someone who is working and can work as much hours, maybe you can work 40 hours, still take on extra hours, maybe up to 60 hours, or someone who is able to work on limited hours. So the rate at which people settle in is completely different depending on their circumstance. So don't put yourself under any pressure. Just try to find a balance. Take one day at a time. It might take you 2 years, might take you 3 years. Most important thing is you're making progress, no matter how small it is. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this whole story, I'm not just saying it to like just tell stories, is number one, like I said, for me to be able to look back on and be grateful, for me to remember the journey that I have come on, the journey that's brought us here, and also to encourage someone who is still in the process, who is still on the journey. Maybe you're still writing the exams, maybe you're still looking for a school, maybe you're coming on a student visa and you're still searching for a school, maybe you don't even know where to start from yet, maybe you don't even have the funds to process anything yet. Baby steps. It helps if you have supportive people around you, people who can help you. Maybe you have friends here who can loan you. Trusted people, of course, but obviously you have to be trustworthy yourself for you to get people to loan you stuff. But obviously the truth is, it's not something you can do on your own. It's not a journey that can be taken on your own, especially if you're earning in naira. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Like I said, if you have questions, leave in the comment section. I'll be willing to answer. If you're yet subscribed to my channel and you watched up to this point, you guys hit the subscribe button down below. Like I said, more wholesome content, more wholesome conversations coming your way. If you guys also have suggestions, things you want me to talk about, please ask away in the comment section. You can send me an email. My email is always in the description box, so you can just check that if you don't want to leave a comment. But be sure to subscribe, like this video, share with somebody that you think it will help. And before I go, I almost forgot our sign out phrase. So I want to shorten it a bit. So I'll just say be kind, guys, and think before you speak. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.